All right, Vice Chair, I'd like to bring the Douglas Board of Health meeting to order. Its date is March 22nd, 2021. Time is 6:04 p.m.
Like Linux or something on the bottom of the pie.
So the first
before I'll restack them.
Order on the.
Those first. Kind of like
I'm hearing a lot of people talking in the back.
Hold on, Kenny.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was just making sure it wasn't anybody for us. I didn't know what was going on. All right. So in any case, item number 1 on the agenda is local upgrade variance for 24 Arnold Road. Looks like we have somebody else joining us right now.
I'll wait till they connect.
All right. Oh yeah, they're connecting. Is that the homeowner or is that an affiliated party with this?
No, unless it's in a butter to the right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and describe?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. For the record, Margaret Bacon, engineer with Civil Site Engineering, and I'm here regarding requesting a waiver / variance for a septic repair at 24 Arnold Road. Now, this situation is very similar to the one we just did on 9 Angel. Anytime you have a combination of waiver request for wells and groundwater, you also need a variance. And this is typical Wallem Lake septic design, small lots, wells all around, and high groundwater. So it creates a situation where you try to reduce the amount of visual impacts as much as you can, but also try to stay compliant with Title V. So what I've done, I've got wells all around this property. And what I did is I notified all the abutters that were within 100 feet of these property lines. Sometimes that's helpful because I get more information from the abutters. So all the abutters have been notified, even though not all of them have their wells within 100 feet of my proposed system. So all the abutters have been notified by certified mail, and I could drop those green cards off sometime, Kristen. And basically what I did is I put the proposed septic system in the backyard, trying to keep it, as far away, in equidistance from all the various wells. And this situation, I had modeling at about 3 feet, but there's a perched water table up there. And when we did the perks here in the spring, coming down the hillside, I had water coming in at 18 inches. So that creates a system that would be about 5 feet out of the ground if I didn't ask for a waiver, So that's why even now, I'm only asking for a waiver for 3 feet above groundwater instead of 4. And even with that, my system's still over 4 feet over the top of the system's 4 feet over existing, So he's going to have a mound in the back with a wall and a pump chamber and H20 septic tank because of high groundwater. And another thing I found out, I believe, and I'm glad, I think it's Judith Snow is here. I was told that they share the well with 24 Arnold Road. And maybe Judith can confirm that. I have one well on 24 Arnold Road, and I'm told that could be a shared well with the neighbor. And that's
really
true.
Yes.
True?
Yes.
Okay. And I couldn't quite, the homeowner didn't know if that was an artesian well or a shallow well. Do you know?
Artesian.
Artesian. Okay, that's good. So basically I have the septic is about, I think it's about 70, 80 feet from the well. That's as far as I could get, because then I have wells on the back end, so it's a squeeze.
Right.
So So most of the wells, I'm like at 70 feet, 80 feet away, you know, so it's not too bad. And then it's the groundwater. So the combination of the two. Do you want me to bring up the plan on the screen? Would that be helpful?
Yes.
Okay, hang tight. If the host could enable the screen sharing.
Should be able to now.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so here's the everybody can see that?
Yep, it's very nice.
So here's Arnold Road. Here's the well. That's a shared well with the abutter over here, Judas.
Yep.
I got another septic system right here, another cesspool right here.
Margaret, where's the existing?
The existing cesspool system's right about here.
Right there? Okay.
I'm not sure what it is. I'm probably assuming it's a cesspool.
Yeah, I would say.
So my client owns this lot, and then this lot here is a wooded lot.
Oh, here we go. I found it now. Yep.
Yeah, but to keep, equidistance away from everybody, I kind of put it right there in the middle, and I didn't want to go down here too far because then you're taking down a lot of trees. And then I'm getting closer to the wells down on this side, So it's kind of in the middle. And due to the slow perk rate, it's a fairly big system. Perk rate was like 20 minutes per inch. That high groundwater, you end up with a high, big system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, the system's about 30 feet by 15 with walls on 3 sides.
Oof. Well, I spoke with Steve Donatelli about it, and he thought it was a great draw up and a great system for this situation. He thought everything looked really good, and it was pretty much the best you can do in this situation here. Certainly is his words were 1,000 times better than the existing system. So, at the very least, it's going to be an improvement on what's there.
Yeah. So you got to realize the existing system right now is sitting in the groundwater. It's right in it.
Right. So it's just
this system here is going to be 3 feet above.
Yeah.
And typically on these presbys, once they, the effluent leaches through 2 feet of the sand, it's pretty clean stuff. So before it even hits it's going to be a lot cleaner than what's going on there right now.
Right. Yeah. Does anybody have anything they want to add or questions or concerns?
No.
I don't have anything. If you had spoken with Steve, I feel like that would be the best route to go. And if it's improving the system, I don't have any concerns or comments.
Yeah, he tends to be the go-to expert in these matters, and I mean, frankly, it's a better system than what's there. So I would say,
right.
And we know the situation. It's always tight down there. I mean, you look at this graph, and there are well lines all over the place.
Yeah,
crisscrossing everywhere. And I think he did a great job of trying to get that sort of in a good spot, far away from as many of them as possible. It looks like you're 80, 90 feet away from most of them. I mean, they all seem to converge right over the beach field.
Yeah, just the outer fringes.
Right.
In most states, they only require about 75 feet for a well radius. It's Massachusetts that bumps it up to 100.
Yeah,
we
do a lot of those things, little tighter things around here. I think, I mean, anybody want to make a motion? I mean, I think we've got the 3 foot offset, and we've got the well variances going on here. 4 foot combination with 100 foot well offset reduction.
Corey, is one motion going to cover this, or do we need multiple motions?
No, if you want to.
No.
I think we can. I think we can use one motion for both of them. Groundwater instead of the Combination, yeah, in combination with the 100-foot well offset. Yeah, I think we only need one motion.
Can I, before we that, can I see if Judith or has anything?
Yeah,
would that be okay?
Yeah, of course. Judith, do you have anything to add or concerns or questions?
No, nothing to add.
All right, excellent. As discussed, it's certainly an improvement on a cesspool, on a cesspool that's sitting in the groundwater. So this will, improve the water quality, if anything. Assuming there's even leaching going on, that I don't know how deep that artesian well is, but typically they go down pretty far. So.
I think it's about 400 feet.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I wouldn't be surprised. So, if we have a motion.
Would a motion in the order of accept the plan as presented be acceptable?
I mean, I think you need to specify the 3-foot offset and in combination with the 100-foot well offset reduction. But yeah, the plan as proposed. I guess so moved. Is that Jake, is that your motion?
That would be my motion, yes. And you probably need a second somewhere.
I second that motion.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very
You're
much,
welcome.
Margaret. All right, let me get out of this screen. Hold on.
Thanks, Margaret.
Back to the agenda. All right, I'm using my phone for all the document jump.
Oh.
It takes a second. All right, next on the agenda, COVID-19 clinic updates.
So Agnieszka had to go on a school call with them because they're trying to decide whether they're going to open it or not, I guess. So the clinic started today. If you go on the Town of Douglas website, on the top, it will say local COVID-19 vaccination site. If you click on that, it brings you to a page where you can register to get the vaccine at McCloskey School. I think there's 12 towns right now involved in it. And it went really smooth today. It was excellent. So I think they did 178 shots of vaccines today, and tonight they're doing about another 150.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we got 1,170 for this week. We got 1,170 for next week. And we're hoping to get more for the weeks after.
Kristen, what shot is it you guys are doing again?
Pfizer.
Good. So all these people will come back in another, 3 weeks or something?
Yep. So they make appointments before they leave.
Right. And it's repeat.
Yeah. And it was really smooth. It went really well.
Great.
Is Pfizer the one with the super cold requirement?
Yes. Yep. So.
And great that you guys were able to do that.
Yeah. So every day you have to, once you take it out of the freezer or whatever, you have to use it within 6 hours. So
wow.
It's like a lot of standby people in case people don't show up.
Right. You always got to have some standbys, huh?
Yep.
Good. Well, that'll be good. I mean, that's great. In a matter of a few weeks, by the time the rotation comes back around, if you're doing 300 people a day, that'll be a good number of people.
Yeah. Yep. So it's really good.
Now, only the people from the 12 towns that are involved that live in that town can go, or?
Nope. Anybody can go. Anybody in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
How's the sign up going?
What's what?
How's the sign up going? Pretty.
I think as of today, I want to say there was like 2,000 on the waiting list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep. So if you register, it will kick you like an email saying that it's going to open up. Like, I think at the beginning of every week, it opens up with appointments. And I think it kind of pre-warns you it's going to open up so you can get on.
All right. That's great. Good. Any more questions, comments, observations? All right, Kristen. Well, thank you very much.
Also, Agnieszka wanted me to let you know that the first case of the UK variant is in Douglas now.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, great news. All right.
Which is not really a big deal. I mean, it's a more harsh variant, I guess, but the state's not going to let us know this anymore after this week because I guess it's starting to multiply.
Oh, wow.
So they're not going to let towns know anymore if they have this, because you don't even have to let the person know, because there's nothing different that's going to happen for them.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
same system.
Yeah.
And they think that these vaccines are still pretty effective against these variants.
I think so, yeah. Yep.
That's what we're going with. All right. Well, nothing we can do about that.
Nope. Just an FYI.
Yeah, hope that they just do the right thing, quarantine themselves, and take care, and
Yeah.
knock on wood. All right, let's well, thank you very much.
Sure.
Health agent Bob cannot be here today, so we're gonna skip over that one, and then tonnages is next.
And I couldn't do that because there is a question I need to talk to Dick about.
For the tonnages?
Yeah, because
Okay.
BP had some trips that they didn't have written down. So I want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess have fun straightening that one out.
So I'll send that to you when I get it done.
All right. We'll table that for next week. Or next.
Yeah, I can just email it you when I finish it.
Perfect. All right. Transfer station compactors. Dick, I know this is a big one for you. I was looking at the information. You got a lot of good stuff. I mean, I think it's something that we really
to it again slower. All right.
Yeah, we need to consider doing this. I mean, that's the bottom line. But I think we really need Bob here to have a detailed discussion about the timeline or anything.
So what I did is I did a number of things, but one is I have a transfer station implementation process sheet that I put together. So those of you who have a computer and opened it up probably want to review that and see if it makes sense. Essentially, it says if we decide to go, then these are the steps we need to take. All right.
Oh, well, that's nice to have to know.
So that was great.
What we have to do next. Yeah, that was great.
All right. So in terms of what we do next, whether we decide to add the compactors or not, I've got this Excel spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet has a lot of numbers. What I tried to do was to put in here everything that has to be done and what the cost would be of doing.
Okay.
You glitched.
Oh, you glitched out, Nick. You froze.
Frozen.
Yeah, hopefully your signal comes back to you. No, he did a great job here, though. There's a lot of...
Yeah, he did a lot of work on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of information here.
So now if we decide to go forward with it, we'll just have to go to like the selectmen and see what...
We'll have to go to town meeting.
Yeah, well, somebody will have to represent and go to the town meeting to talk about
it.
I think it would have to come from the enterprise fund, which needs to be a town meeting thing.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Which when's town meeting?
Well, it's too late for the May meeting.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's the 30th of this month.
Maybe we can't get on the agenda for that now, so
maybe that's a selectman meeting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's. I want to say it's in May. I want to say May 5th, but I could be wrong.
Hey, Dick, you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, you froze on that one.
Yeah, my internet connection was unstable. So
yes, it was.
On the back of the spreadsheet, there is a cost of implementation because before we get a return on our investment, we have to spend money. And it looks like we have to spend about $40,000. And for that, we get the compactors, we get the base that they sit on, we get to lease if we decide to go lease, we get to lease the boxes that connect to the compactors.
Yeah.
Now, And George and I have been talking, and one of the confusing points is how come the cost is the same? The electrical cost is the same for a 2 cubic yard compactor versus a 4 cubic yard compactor. Understand that the box is the same. It's just how much can you push into the box at any given time, 2 yards or 4 yards. Right. So that's confusing. And what's also confusing is that the electrical cost is the same, because you would think that a 4 yard would cost more for electrical because it requires more muscle than a 2 yard. And the fact of the matter is, it's still a 10 horse motor that's pushing it, whether it's 2 yard. So the electrical is the same.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is it's still a piston? It's just still the same motor pushing it. So
yes, that was confusing initially. And then the other thing that I put together, none of you have seen yet, and I need to get Kristen to distribute this, is what the layout would look like.
Pull that back a little bit. Yep.
Okay. In the dotted are the 2 new ones, and they have to be set up so that the truck can pull the box away from the compactor.
Right.
And so we run the compactors back to back so the truck gets a shot at it. The other thing is to change. There are 2 open boxes in the current layout. Right, there are 2 that are on the same level with everything else.
Yeah.
And those need to be moved, and they would go over here with all of the other compactors, but with enough space between them so you can drive a pickup between them to unload into these new compactors. I'll get
that would eliminate that unloading over the banking thing, right? That would.
No, from upstairs.
Yeah.
Those 2 stay, and then there are 2 down below.
Okay.
And those 2 need to be moved.
All right. So the 2 that are just out.
Yeah, they need to be moved because the truck can't handle them and the new boxes.
It'll still be able to get those big ones that are up against the wall there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work with BP to make sure that that's true. But it looks doable now, and I've talked with George and Dick. We've walked through it. What we propose is to put paint down so that you can see where the boxes would go.
Yeah.
So that's a quick overview.
All right.
There is a 2-year payback. And in my former life, if we had anything over or 3 years or under payback, we'd do it. So with a 2-year payback, I think we should do this.
Hey, that's really fast. Yeah, that's a quick change. So I like I said, we really need Bob here to have a full-on breakthrough discussion about it. But I mean, I don't think he's opposed to that. I think there's money in the enterprise fund for exactly this type of thing that in 2 years would save it money. Plus, I mean, it's better all around to compact this stuff. I think better for us, better for the environment. It's just a better situation. Less trips over the road.
Right.
Help everybody. So I think
it does look like the enterprise fund would have to kick in about $40,000 to get it up and running. That's the front end cost.
Right. Do we think we would be able to do this without even increasing cost? I think, right? Or are we to?
If the enterprise fund can handle that front end cost, yes. And I don't have that answer. I understand it has way more than that in the fund, but I don't know what the fund is for, where we spend it.
That's always been a sort of a discussion. Is it's always there and it makes money, but it's hard to actually use that money sometimes.
Right.
So I think this is a great thing to spend that on, and certainly be an upgrade to the system and to the whole facility. So, like I said, I think we need Bob here to really get too much more detail into it. But great job, Dick. You did an excellent job with that. Thank you very much.
And we
thanks, Dick.
We need to lay it out too, because we are changing traffic flow, and that may create another issue with the boxes, the open boxes that we dump from up by the operator station. How do we get to those is one of the questions.
Why we would no longer use the wraparound there? You would no longer go that way, you think? Or
that's right. We drive in the current gate and drive out the current unopened gate on the same level and never go up and around unless they wanted to put something in the open boxes.
Yeah, you have to be careful. You couldn't have people splitting both ways. So,
right.
Yeah, that's something to think about because using that upper level is, I mean, it makes sense to keep traffic has a nice flow right there through.
Yes, it does.
But so you don't think there's any place to be able to put those boxes where recycling currently sits, even with that extra gate we have over there? Was it too far away from electrical and utilities or something? Was that the?
No, you have to put it so that the truck can empty the boxes.
Yeah, both of them. There was no spot over there where they could pull up to it or back up to it and empty those things. There was just not enough space.
If we were to move them to where the current recycling boxes are, that is a long electrical run, and we don't know what's underneath the ground.
Yeah, because somewhere is the septic tank, right? Too.
The septic tank is there. The fire hydrant feed is there, and X unknown.
Those two are probably the big ones. I mean, I don't know what else would be heading that way, but those would be the two big ones. So you think we're pretty clear of that stuff with the proposed location?
In all the research I didn't find anything else in that area. Oh, right. There is one other. There is a drain that goes out to the brook, runs all the way from someplace out to where the brook is and empties out there. So there's also a drain underground.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, something to think about, I guess. Food for thought. All right. Nice job, Dick. I mean, that's a lot of work. Good leg work there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dick.
Let's see what else we got here. Transfer station compactors, old new business. That's a pretty big one right there. I mean, I know we have the contract coming up. I mean, I think that's almost out. So are we gonna try to extend that for one more month? Is that the plan here? So we can get back?
I have no idea. I haven't heard any discussion about it.
No, me neither. Me neither. We really got to try to hash that out and work that out. It's hard when we can't get into the town hall yet, really, to do that kind of thing. But it'd be nice to have a good meeting where we do that, where we put that together. Did we talk? Are we with the compactor thing coming? Is that? Do we want that to be part of this, or is that recycling a separate entity altogether?
I think it's separate. I think we could be 6 months to a year off before the whole place is set up to accept 2 new compactors.
So the current contract wouldn't change that much from what we're doing.
I think that's the correct statement.
Would be much like the current. All right. Kristen, how much work is it to, I mean, what is our next step on that contract? We have to come up with a.
Well, we can either do, I don't know if we can do another 1 year or it's usually 3 years.
It'd be nice to go back to the 3 year and just not even worry about it for 3 years. Just get it done.
Also, it'd be nice to get bids.
Yeah. Do we have to post that out anywhere, or well, first we got to put it together? But
you know, with trash, we don't really need to put it out to bid, but we need to change it. But my person that helps me is gone.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to leave the proposal the way it was before, or it needs to be worked on, I think, a little bit.
In what way, Kristen?
It was like very specific, like brown compactors and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it needs,
I don't care if it's yellow with polka dots.
Yeah. Like I think before we kind of asked, what could you do for us? But we should really be putting in what exactly we need so that they bid on everybody's bidding on the exact same thing. Right. So we tell them what we need and then they tell us a price. We don't say, you know, like, what would you do for us?
Yeah, I think we can have a pretty good handle on it. I mean, they need to maintain the actors, and we need to have that taken out when we call. I mean, it's a.
So why don't I send you what we have?
Yeah.
And then we.
Right there.
Yeah.
Get that out. Maybe we can put that in an email and send that to Bob too.
Yep.
Can look at
but
that.
he'll be in tomorrow anyways. Yeah, I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Oh, good. Yeah, let's get that out. We really need to get the ball rolling on that. We just talking about it. So let's get that out into an email first so we can all take a look at it.
Okay.
And think about the language that's in there. I mean, like I said, it's going to be virtually the same then. If we're not, if this project is going to be a ways out, then we're pretty much just extending the same thing. But I want to do it for a time frame where we don't have to come back and have this conversation again every year.
And Corey, I think the project, if you're talking the project of adding 2 compactors, the reason I think it's out is we have to do bids on electrical. We have to do bids on.
It's going to take. And we still have to go to town meeting. We still have to get the money and go to town meeting. So there's
even from the enterprise fund.
Yep.
Okay.
That's always the hiccup. Is that has to be approved through the town before we not able to spend. I know it's kind of a weird hiccup, but can't spend the money that the transfer station makes until we go to town meeting and approve it through the town.
Okay. So we need that in some form. When is next town meeting?
We're not going to make it. We've already discussed that. It's
May.
So yeah, we're too late to put in for the agenda for that one, I think. But
we don't even know what we need yet.
Well, we're getting closer now.
Yeah.
It's going to be about 40, right? You said so.
And that should be on the high side.
Well, it better be on the high side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that for electrical and everything, Dick?
Say again?
Was that for electrical and all that?
Yes.
Okay.
So that 40
for the lease of the boxes, lease of the compactors, the electrical work, digging work is free because the highway department said they would do it.
Okay.
Great. All right. So we're looking at 40 at least. So, I mean, Chris, maybe we can ask. I mean,
I can talk to Jean.
Yeah. Talk to her. Maybe get it in Matt's head, maybe Matt's ear. He might be interested. I mean, I think it's such a great thing. I'd hate to have to wait till fall town meeting to solidify funds for it. You know, I mean, that's a long ways away. We're like a month away from the spring meeting. It'd be nice to at least know that we can do it so we can kind of move forward, because this is going to take till next summer to even be operational, I would imagine. It's not going to be a quick thing. Like Dick said, we got to do all the bids and everything. It's going to take a long time. So the quicker we can at least get the approval to move forward. I mean, you know, we only meet once a month, so it's like, you know, you don't have too many opportunities to do this stuff. So I think if we could get it in, then maybe we'll get lucky. But talk to them down there and see if maybe, I don't know, maybe we can get something going.
Okay.
All right. Any more old or new business? Nothing? All right. I think let's set a date for the next meeting. And
is it possible to do it the first Monday in April? Get back on schedule.
What's the date now?
It'll be the 5th.
That would be the 5th. That's only 2 weeks away. Do we have that much information to talk about in 2 weeks? I mean, so I guess, yes, if we can go to town meeting, then we do have some stuff to talk about. And if you're able to email us the old BP contract or whatever we put out to bid last time we put it out to bid, what did we write it up? If we still have that in a document somewhere,
if
you're going to email that to us, then I guess 2 weeks would be enough time to review that information. If we're going to go to town meeting at all, or if we can get in anything like that, then we're going to want to have a meeting a ways before that, so we have time to prepare and talk if anything comes up. We have some leeway. So I mean, I'm okay with the 5th or the 12th. I mean, I don't know how 2 weeks is not a lot of time for the next meeting. I can't imagine too much will accumulate, but but you never know.
Well, I know Bob's going in for surgery.
Do we know how soon though?
I think he's going in that week.
Let's not do it that week.
Unless we
get him before he goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If he's going like the 7th.
To see, yeah, our best bet to see when he can be on the meeting so we can include him in our
right. I think he's going that first week. So maybe, why don't we put it for the 5th and then I'll check with him tomorrow morning, but I think he's going in like the 7th or 8th.
All right. Yeah. Talk to him. So maybe do it the 5th. I mean, that would give us 2 weeks to have the information on the old contract and bid, and then the see about town meeting. You'll be able to have a conversation with Matt or somebody and see about that. I mean, if the 5th doesn't work out, whatever, we can always change it and bump it to the 9th.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it in for the 5th. I gotta check to make sure we can do it with everybody's else's meetings.
Yeah, and that's only 2 weeks away, so we may not even get a time. That might not.
Yeah.
So, and if the 12th won't work because that's going to be way too close to Bob's surgery, so we'll probably have to push it out to the 19th at that point if the 5th doesn't work. Even that, I'm not sure 2 weeks is going to be enough time for Bob to get.
I'm sure. I think he should be all right by then. He's thinking he's going to be back on the go by then.
Of course he is. All right, so let's go with the 5th, I guess, April 5th for now, and then if we need to change it, we'll modify.
Yeah, it'd probably have to be the 5th or the 19th, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Whatever works for me.
All right.
Whatever.
Thanks.
All right. Let's go with that plan for now then. All right.
Okay.
Thank you all. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a second?
I second.
Seconded. All right. Motion's been made. Motion's been seconded. All those in favor, I guess aye. We do that. I don't know at the adjourning. But... All right. Thanks, guys. Let's call it.